everybody, my name is Nicola and welcome back to my channel. This is the Frugal Cottage, where we talk all things money to help you on your financial journey. Today's video is all about how anybody can become a millionaire with just a very simple financial strategy. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get started. So I was talking to someone at work the other day about just our early retirement journey and kind of our plans to do with that, and they were saying, but you'll need so much money to do that, and also how long does that take? And I started talking about the fact that it's a journey, it's a slow and steady process for us, and it just requires me to be very consistent in putting money aside for that plan. And then I was talking about numbers, and then they said, how easy do you reckon it would be for someone to become a millionaire? And I was like, well, it is actually fairly straightforward. I thought I would share this with you. It's basically the very simple maths behind becoming a millionaire. Now, I am not going to share with you any kind of get rich quick schemes. If you're doing this consistently, it should be a fairly boring process, and if you're investing in something that is fairly stable, again, it shouldn't be particularly exciting or, kind of up and down too much. So that's the first thing. So don't expect it to be an overnight thing. Clearly it isn't. Becoming a millionaire is a pipe dream for most people, and I'm here to show you that actually the maths behind it is very simple, but you do have to be patient. Talking of investing, I do have a link in my description box for a free share if you join up to Free Trade via my link. We would both get a free share worth up to £200 if you want to check that out. If you've not got an investment account already and want to have a go and get one for free, then feel free to click the link below and see what happens. But in terms of numbers, there are two kind of caveats to these. First of all, it assumes a 10% growth or 10% return on your investments every year. Now, historically, the stock market has produced over 10%, more like 12%. In terms of return every year. Obviously, kind of the last couple of years it hasn't been that, and there are always going to be kind of dips in the momentum of that. But if you invest for the long term, which is this is going to show that you need to, it assumes a 10% return overall is what you'll get to grow these, and kind of figures show historically that is the case. Obviously, it doesn't always, it doesn't predict what's going to happen in the future. It doesn't always guarantee that that's going to continue, but it's something to work off as a baseline. And of course it does depend on what you invest in, but if you invest in things that are fairly stable and are there as long-term investments, which they should be, then it should kind of all go to plan, so to speak. The only thing you can't take into consideration is things like, like the past year with this pandemic. No one could have predicted that happening, and no one could have predicted what would happen to the stock market in the meantime. You also can't predict which companies might suddenly go global and explode in terms of their market value, all that kind of thing. You can't really predict, but this is to show you that the numbers. So are you ready for these? So again, remember, it assumes a 10% return, and this is the kind of the very stable, consistent over time investment strategy. The first one, if you invest £250 a month into investments, it would take you 36 years to cross that £1 million mark. So £250 a month, for most people, you could probably find that from somewhere to invest. And the key with this is consistency. So it has to be every single month without fail. And I've talked in other videos about automating your finances. If you are really serious about growing your wealth and investing, set up that direct debit so that it goes onto your account on, say, payday or the first month, or however you like to set up your finances. Do that, because then you don't forget to do it, and part of this is about consistency. So the first one, if you invest £250 every month for 36 years, you would get to that £1 million mark, again assuming the 10% return. The next one for that, if you invest £500 a month, so again kind of getting a bit bigger there, it would take you 29 years. And if you look at calculators that show this, the kind of the first like 10 years or so are really slow. Nothing particularly happens, because again, when you're starting out, the numbers are really small. But it's the time factor that is so important. When you talk about investing, you are looking at definitely a 10-year plus horizon, if not 15, 20, as it shows here. Keep it consistently over all that time. And of course, things like life gets in the way, and that's why sometimes it can be more difficult. But yeah, so the second one is £500 a month for 29 years. Moving that a bit further, maybe you want to do that slightly quicker, maybe you've got more money kind of to put aside every month. If you put £750 a month into an investment hat, it would take you 25 years. So £750 a month is a significant amount of money to be able to put in there every single month for 25 years. But the payoff is huge. That ensures that you become a millionaire by the end of that, you know, providing all these sums kind of play out the same. And then finally, if you've got £1,000 a month to spare to put in investments to grow your wealth that way, it would take you 23 years just about. So you can see that the smaller sum of money, so £250 a month, takes a lot longer to get there because the amount of money is smaller. But it just shows you that the sooner you can start investing, the better you will be in the long run in terms of waiting that out. And maybe you start going, oh yeah, but I'm not 20 anymore. Me neither. But the second best time to start investing is today. So if you think about what you could do in terms of putting money into an investment ISA, remember if you put it in an ISA, it is tax-free. I'll leave a link below to the different kinds of investment accounts you can get in the UK if you want to check that out after this one. But it's slow and steady and consistency and making it really boring. If you invest that once a month and leave it alone and just kind of put that as your strategy and leave it, in the end, if you leave it for long enough, it will pay back massively. So what are you waiting for? See what you can find in your budget. See if you can find that £250 a month. Or have that as an aim. So if you've watched my videos, you'll know that I have 2 experimental portfolios where I put in £10 a week. Obviously that isn't anywhere near those, but it's the consistency, the method behind that. We as a kind of a household also have our early retirement portfolio, which we put significantly more into. In terms of plans of money, so I'll leave a link below to our financial independence budget. I haven't really got my head around the fact that if we do this for long enough, essentially we could have a very big pot of money by the end of it if it all goes to plan. It's a bit of a mindset shift that you have to make, especially if you come from certain backgrounds. The idea of becoming a millionaire is just not something that was ever on the path you might be on. But it shows you that if you are willing to be that consistent and be that methodical and I suppose prioritise where that money goes, you can make it during your working life. And you know, the more you put in there, the shorter time that will take. So to recap, if you put £250 a month in there, it would take you 36 years. £500 a month in there would take you 29 years. £750 a month in there would take you 25 years. And £1,000 a month there would take you 23 years. And then you're going to be a millionaire. And you know what, if you make it, don't forget where you heard this from and feel free to buy me a coffee when you get there. So is that giving you any food for thought? Has that maybe thought, oh hang on, maybe we could do that as well. We could find that from somewhere. We can make a start. Let me know in the comments how you feel about that. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again very soon.